Shukor nakaslem jong nongsan Hima.
Ka Nongthok jing syukor ki runar lingba ka WhatsApp bat ki way bat ki mobile app ya ki breu kala nang jor kat manang mi kisngi. Ki Buit ki ba kini ki runar ki pendon kam ki long shisha ki bas Shyrkhei bat namar kata ki pat ba ki haban nong ki ba husyar. Ha ka jing akran bu additional SP ba SS dekar MPS ubala judan benta ha jing toket ban lab ki Nongthok Pisa lingba ka kor internet ula batai bah kini kisngi bat ki por ba menta ki lai jat ki rukom thok rukom syukor ki jelai kini ki kanthop ya ka WhatsApp impersonation lani ka jingpyndan kam ya ka kerteng bat ka dur jong ki way ha WhatsApp ka jingdon ki nong airam loan shark bat sextortion lani ka jingdawa Pisa ringkat ka Jingbyrngem banthat ya ka Longrynïeng uba dekar ula ong banlat na kini ki kam thok kam syukor kabadan kami ki patba kalong bakin nong ki bahusyar namar anam dan kino ki he ki han ki ban pan Pisa na ki patba ha padeng ga jingjelai jong kini ki kam runar na kalang uba dekar ula kentui ki patba bakin long ki bahusyar ha ka bayade baki social media jong ki bat bakin pen pau than ya ka jinglong jingem jong ki ha ki social media Ulang ba hakani ko jok ka bamenta ka ba ki breu ki small tanat ban pendan kam social media ki pat ba ki riban ne ya ka two factor authentication habaro ki social media jong ki khnang bakin na ka jing sha pendan kam bakla.
Thank you. At the outset, I would like to congratulate and thank your channel that you have taken this initiative. It is a very noble cause because, as we know, and being in cybercrime, when I was in cybercrime, we encounter on a daily basis cases. People are getting duped. So when we think of the root problem, is like a lot of people have now started living in the virtual world. We have more Facebook friends than real friends, and another reason for crimes. People falling for these Ponzi schemes or these scams are they find it an easy way for getting quick buck or making money. So a lot of crimes have been categorized by us in this office. Starting with there are a lot of, like we have come across with WhatsApp impersonation cases. We have come with shark loan cases. We have come across sextortion cases. We have come across online frauds also, like third-party apps are installed and they are remotely giving access to they are remotely giving access, unknowingly they are giving access to their mobile phones. So when it comes to crime on cybercrime, anything involved with mobiles or as a link, mobile or laptop or your PC, we can categorize as a cybercrime. And these what criteria have been mentioned are what is recently we have seen that is going around in Meghalaya. So if I may, I can explain each one of them. Like WhatsApp impersonation case. What has happened in Meghalaya is we have a public website where we get photographs. We know who's who. Suppose the Meghalaya police website. We know the who's and who of the officers and the contact numbers have been listed. In the same way, other officers are also listed. So what happened in WhatsApp impersonation cases, during a course of investigation, we understood that these people, these frauds or the criminals, cyber criminals, they're sitting somewhere very far, have access to this. They have won access to it, and they have taken the photographs and the names. And a lot of times they have created a WhatsApp profile, randomly taking their number. So what happens is, like I said, it's listed in the website. So these criminals, what they're doing is they're sitting somewhere in Indo-Nepal border or somewhere outside in circles. We have identified there are different cyber criminal hotspots in India, like Bharatpur, Jamtara, you must have heard, Mewat. They're sitting there, they're having access to this, taking a black SIM card or a burner phone, a black SIM card, inserting it, registering in WhatsApp as you're putting the DP of the person, of a senior official, and the name, registered it that way, and send messages to whoever is there below the hierarchy, because they understand the hierarchy, and sending it in such a way that people are falling prey for that. It says, say suppose I'm sending to someone, and there have been instances very senior officers have fallen prey for this, and they have been duped 5-6 lakhs. In the recent cases, in the recent past, we have picked up people from 3-4 states in India, and the modus operandi, what we found that this money has been transferred via Bitcoin, and there are international linkages also being established. So that is worrying, and in some way it is hampering the economy of the country, because a lot of money, it is running into crores. It's not only Meghalaya, it has happened to Tripura, it has happened to Assam, it has happened to other states in the country as well. So it is in a way hampering the economy of the country also. So one way of escaping, or one way of solving yourself from these crimes is we need to always be cautious. No officer or no one will ask money for anything. So a lot of things, many people, they just fall prey for it because they are always in a hurry. So when it comes to even in your normal transactions, if you were careful, you would have verified this thing wouldn't have happened. That is one about WhatsApp impersonation. The second case, shark loans. Shark loan apps, there are a lot of like we've seen with the last 2 years have been very difficult for the entire humanity. A lot of people were laid down. A lot of jobs were many people lost their jobs, employment wise. So people are in need of money. We understand that, but loans have become very available, and we have seen there is a new trend in WhatsApp, in cybercrime, that people are getting easy access to loans, but they don't understand loans as in there are a lot of loan apps available in Google Play Store. Please don't fall for it. What is happening is, whenever you must have noticed, whenever you download an app, they seek permission as access to your gallery, access to your contacts. So I'll tell you a real life scenario or a case where, without naming the victim of course, where a victim was on the verge of committing suicide. What has happened in that case was, the victim was told that was told by acquaintance or close friends that you get easy loans from here. Loans were around 5,000, 10,000. Anyone would like, and they're not much of paper hassles. You don't have to sign a lot of papers. So all you need to do is register yourself. You give access to your permission, and they will give you loan to your account. But little did you know that that app, or the person behind the app, has taken access of your contacts, of your gallery. So you pay the loan with the interest. This continues till the time you are paying interest. Then suddenly one day you realize you've overpaid it, and it is coming more than the principal amount. Then you say that you stop. Obviously you stop. The problem arises when you stop, and then they start blackmailing you. That is where the problem arises. How do they blackmail you? They'll send you, they have already access to your contacts. They will send messages to all your contacts saying that this person is a fraud, he or she has not paid the amount. That will be the first step. Then of course the person will verify. The second step is, he or she, the cyber criminal, has access to your gallery also. So a lot of personal pictures of yours will be accessible to the other person. So when the pictures are, then what happens is, those pictures are then morphed superimposed with a nude figure and then sent to the victim, and another way of extortion, saying that if you don't pay our money, we will send these images to, we'll circulate these images we'll make it viral in social media, and we'll send it to all your relatives. This is one very worrying thing. So what happened in this case was the victim was so traumatized that, and so traumatized to the extent that a lot of money is not important. Money can be, but the pressure or the pressure that she went through was unsurmountable. So then we intervened. We took the steps. Of course, it is difficult, but the case is still going on. We are still hunting for these people. What is important is counseling of the victim at that point of time and taking corrective measures. We had to cut the link with the criminal and the victim, because had this continued, she would have gone to that extent of committing suicide. That is about Luna. Then the next what I would like to talk about is a lot of youngsters are into Instagram, Facebook, right? A lot of social media platforms, which is okay, acceptable. But what happens is we do a lot of transactions, especially in Instagram. We do a lot of transactions in Instagram. We buying stuffs, buying items. Now, apart from OLX or other P2P platforms, we are also engaging in Instagram and other social media platforms. So what is happening is when there have been instances where Facebook, Instagram account have been hacked, and Instagram is very personal, because you keep a lot of photographs, and when someone hacks into your account, you feel that your privacy has been invaded. So one way to save yourself from these kind of hacks or these kind of scams, because later eventually they will extort from you. So one very important way of saving yourself from these kind of scams is ensure that you have a two-factor authentication in all your social media accounts, starting with Google, your Gmail account, your Instagram account, your WhatsApp. Because in the WhatsApp impersonation case that happened earlier, all these are related. Had happened earlier. We have had instances, because a lot of mobile accounts were hacked, WhatsApp accounts were hacked. WhatsApp numbers of persons. People must be thinking, why didn't we catch the person of the mobile number which was impersonating the person? But it was found out that even that was hacked. So that is why we found the root cause is, if you have two-factor authentication, rest assured, unless you don't reveal or you don't disclose your credentials, you will not be hacked. Please refrain from disclosing your credentials in social media, and remember one thing: you never know who's the other person on the other side of the frame. There have been cases like this. Next case I would like to speak about is sextortion. Sextortion, what happens is a male befriends a female. A request will come from a female to a male person whose Facebook profile is accessible and his friend list is seen by all. This is because your privacy settings was not set properly. You give access. Once you get access, you start conversation. During the course of conversation, the female will ask you to engage in sex chat. Right. So let's do it. And then what happens is they exchange numbers, WhatsApp numbers, and during that time what happens is the person, knowing unknowingly, picks up the call, and the conversation starts. And the video, not knowing that the other person is already started screen recording, taking an image and showing. So what happens is, after the session is done and has taken you as mute, then what they do is they send you back the recorded clip and start extorting money, saying that if you don't pay this much money, I will send it to your relatives. How? Because they have access to your Facebook, your friend list. And this has happened a lot of times, and this has happened to very well-known people also, people from good family, students. It is human nature. It happens. Unknowingly also people get calls and video calls, and they receive, and they are just captured, their face is captured, and that is enough. This has also happened. So, and then what happens is that trend starts, that you start paying money, because for everyone the self-respect is important. So they, in such cases, very few cases that come to us that they report, because a reputation is at stake, so many things are at stake. So in such cases also we would say that please refrain from such things. Like I said earlier, you never know who is there on the other side of the screen. There have been instances where people have impersonated, modulated the voice, spoken as a girl, befriended a boy from outside, and taken money. So a lot of crimes happen. So like we said, there's a mechanism in place. These are the crimes, and these cyber criminals are very, very innovative. They find innovative ways. So my suggestion, or my advice to all the viewers is, please refrain from disclosing your personal stuff. Be a social. It's good to be social, but please, when it comes to digital world, nothing can be hidden. So you be a private person in social media, because everything can be taken from social media. Have your privacy settings in place. Two-factor authentication is very important, and the thing is, one important thing is, there's no shortcut to success, and there's no shortcut money. Easy money is not easy. It's not easy. I mean, it's very hard to digest. Easy money is very hard to digest. So those are the points, and there's a very good mechanism that is there in place. If Meghalaya Police is very actively involved with I4C, we have made our marks. We have had good success in the past, and this has been acknowledged by I4C also, and MHA, where Meghalaya Police, especially the cybercrime, has reached, especially in cybercrime. Despite whatever the shortcomings we have, whatever the limitations we have made our strides in cybercrime. And like I said, security is incomplete without you. So my advice to all is, please do your part, be cyber smart.